Hey there, Lego YouTube. It's Senor Briccacino coming to you today on this beautiful Friday afternoon for me, I guess. Today I'm finally kicking off the long-awaited forest build out, the medieval forest build out. So if you remember one of my earlier videos, I talked about building a Lego medieval forest. I have a lot of castle sets. I have a lot of forest theme sets that go well with it. I'm thinking about Winnie Pooh. I recently got a Snow White cottage that would be really cool in there. Um, so what I did is I got a bunch of base plates and essentially started playing around with it. Took one of the sets and plotted it on the base plate to see what I could do with it. Before I get started, thank you so much for supporting my channel. We're on our way to 200 subscribers. If you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button on this channel. I do release content twice a week. I plan to continue doing that for as long as I can. Hopefully you're enjoying the content and yeah, just stay subscribed to the channel. I'm gonna post more stuff. So let's get into it. The first module for the Lego Medieval Forest is the Medieval Blacksmith. I know this is, and I know there's no reaction. I'm just talking to myself essentially here, but I'm super excited about this one. So what I want to do is I want to talk about the base plate, how I created the base plate, and then talk about the actual build. This is a build I already had in my collection, so let's talk about each and then see how they look together. So I'd like to start from the top and then go all the way down to get to the base plate. So let's do that. So on top of my build for the blacksmith, you have this tiled roof. You have windows here, one window on the other side, and the roof has really cool blue, dark blue and light blue tiles. So it looks really nice. And then you could pop off the roof, take a look inside. The roof is not attached by anything, so you could just pop it off, which I did likewise. You see there's no stud connection points, no bolt joints. There are bolt joints, but not to connect to the rest of this place. And then you can see a look inside. So there's a bed there where the craftsman would sleep. You have the window. You have on this side, there's a little area where he would write letters. There's a cool little ink pen there. There's a treasure back inside. If you look deeper, there's a treasure treasure chest. What am I saying? There's a treasure chest in there. So that's all nice. So that's the details of the top floor of this medieval blacksmith build. Let's close this up like so. Closes nice and sturdy. Of course, it has like an A-frame look to it, so it's really cool. And I'm going to move on to the next. Middle level of this build is very satisfying too, so I'm gonna flip it like this so you can see what's inside. So you have this staircase right here that goes up from this floor to the top floor. If we look right here on the table, there's two cool looking chairs. There's a turkey and two chalices they could drink from. And then there's a carrot down there. And this is the oven. So this is where you cook if you look closer. I'm gonna take a deeper dive look after I talk about it. But there's a kitchen there. There's a little pot to cook. So it's all cool. And then if I flip it around, you see the door. Where to enter the door obviously opens, so you could push the door open like that, go inside, and then when I flip it this way, you see the other end of the table and the end of the door right here. So it's a very simple build, but it's really cool. And of course, I'm gonna zoom in when I do a walkthrough, but behind the cooking, there's the logs that power the cooking, so essentially how they get heat in there and gas. Really nice build. And of course, under the staircase, you can't really see it. Hopefully I can zoom in, but under the staircase, there's a barrel there where they get the drinks from. Hope you can see that. So that's kind of cool. Let's move on to here we are on the main floor where I'm gonna spend a good amount of time talking about the build, how I approach putting together the base plate, and etc. So let's take a look at the actual floor. Here we are on the first floor. I think it's gonna look better this way. So the first floor of the actual Medieval Blacksmith is the bottom floor. This is where you see the blacksmith workstation. There's a little shield right there under my finger. There's this cool little wielding wheel, and then some armor there, of course. You see, if I turn it around, there's a helmet on the back side. It's cool little details. So there's the shovel there, there's a broom, all nice and stuff, and then there's a lot of these sticks piled away in there. So I'm guessing that's the materials he uses when he welds here. And of course, you have the actual sword right there being welded, and then 2 swords ready to go. And this door opens likewise. So that's nice. Here is the actual blacksmith himself. So let's look at his minifigure. Got a cool little torso, little crossbow action on the back. Nice little hairpiece, actually. I like this hairpiece where he's got the tied back together. He got really long hair, really luscious hair, and he's got a beard, which is nice. I wish I could grow a beard like that. So that's cool. And he's got his loyal dogs. So his loyal dogs right there. So we're gonna place him back over there. And let's move on to the other figure, which is, I'm assuming, his partner, whether in marriage or not. She is a crossbow artist, so she likes to shoot arrows. She got this cool little arrow right here. She got all the attachment in the back, dark hair. She got that sly smile, so really cool. And now let's talk about what I've done with this base plate to make this into a forest and how I plan to build from here. So you got these little leaves right here. So I put, essentially what I did is I dropped a bunch of leaves around here. And then you got some little flowers right here. I got 2 different colors for flowers. I got lavender and yellow. And then I put a little pond right here. So we're gonna have a little pond going across. So this is just a piece of it. Obviously, once I have more base plates, I'll be able to connect it all together. More leaves right here, some cool little elements. I used the transparent brick to create the pond. And then more flower beds here, more flower beds there. And then this dark green leafy piece, I found a Lego Pick a Brick. It works really well with the pond, and then you could attach other leaves to it and flowers. So I'm gonna decorate more, but I really like how that looks. And then going around the back, this tree was actually, this came with the set, with the Medieval Blacksmith set. So it was really nice that it was already there. I like the coloring on it. There's an apple there. There's 2 different colors. There's a light green and a dark green. So it looks really well. And then if you look inside, you see more. Let's see if we could focus in there. You see more logs there that they could use for the inside to power their house. And a cool little staircase leads to the top. So yeah, this is the first base plate in my medieval forest. I plan to add more stuff to it. Obviously, there's more coming along. It's just the first base plate. But yeah, what do you guys think? Let me do a walkthrough of the other floors as I put this back together. All right, so the second floor is back on. So we saw how we enter the first floor. So now we're gonna go up the staircase where there's a lantern light there, and we're going to enter using this door right here. And once we've entered through that door, we're inside when you see these beautiful built chairs using the dark and light blue tiles and the hammer pieces to build out the bag. There's the chalices, there's the turkey leg. If we look closer inside, there's the barrel hidden behind. There's some lights there. And then if I turn this all the way around, there's a carrot there, which I forgot to mention. So you have a carrot on the table being cut. And this is where the magic happens. This is the kitchen. You have the wood back there. You have the fan up there. And you have some pots and pans. So that's all nice and cool. Put it back together. Yeah, I really like that. Let's bring this all together with the third floor. The third floor is now together. So we use the staircase right here, this access point, to make it our way to the third floor. There's a little area rug here, which is tiled in black with some cool little detail. This is the chair I mentioned before where the blacksmith or his partner would sit and they write letters. So that's nice, cool. There's a little light back there. I don't know if you could see. Let's see. Yeah, there's a little light right there that powers the place. And then the other side of the column is the bed, where I'm assuming they both sleep, with the little chest right there that has a treasure. So nice little living space, and of course the roof piece, putting it back together. So we are all together in one piece, and then one final walkthrough through the entire place, top to bottom. You see the pond, you see all the greenery, and the beautiful blacksmith together. So let's have our in conclusion. Bringing this all together, so this is my first module for my we're gonna call it Lego Medieval Forest. I really like it. I think it's got cool details, the pond, a lot of nice greenery. What I do plan to do is have a path in front of the door, so where the door goes out, put some a cobblestone path so that it connects with other modules, which I have to build out first, obviously. So I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna work on those modules, but this is the direction I'm trying to take it in. So this is the first, hopefully, of many more modules. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know I try to be as detailed as possible in the review of this set as well. The set, by the way, is number, I'm looking at my screen here, 21325. It's a retired set at this point. I believe last it was on the shelves 2024, and it went for $180. Originally $150, but after the inflated prices due to the economic pressures, Lego bumped it up to $180. Has 4 minifigures. Right, it has 4 minifigures. That's what I'm missing. There's a carriage with a horse and another figure that I have somewhere in my basement that I'm gonna have to find. So that's something for me to do, I guess. And connecting it all to my medieval forest, because now I have to think about not just the cobblestone road for the house, but also I need to put together some kind of maybe a path where a carriage could go through, and how we can connect it with other builds too, because there's other fortresses that I want to put together, other builds in my forest. So I'm gonna have to figure out a cool way to have cobblestone beyond just the greenery that I have here. So that's it for today. If you like this video, please leave a like. Please comment what your thoughts are, what other kind of sets you want to see in my medieval forest. If there's any other ideas you have, feel free to drop them in a comment. And of course, if you enjoy this content and want to continue seeing me make more content, please subscribe to the channel. It helps the channel grow. It helps the algorithm spread the channel to as many Lego YouTube fans as we possibly can out there. And hopefully we could continue building this forest platform by platform, brick by brick, and taking it to the future. But I hope you all have a great day, and keep on bricking.